Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about another poetic device, and this one is called alliteration. Now, alliteration is when we have two or more words that are next to each other or near each other, and they start with the same sound. Sometimes alliteration can be obvious, like in this first example here. The slimy snails slid slowly along the sidewalk. So in this case, we've got four words that start with S that are right beside each other. And as we're going to discuss in a minute, we could probably even include sidewalk in our alliteration. So like I said, the words can be next to each other, but they can also just be near each other in the sentence. If they're separated by one or two words, it can still be considered alliteration. So our second example here, the boiling soup bubbled beneath the pot lid. So we have that repeating B sound from boiling, bubbled, and beneath. Also, it's important to remember that it's not just the first letters of the words that we're looking for. We're looking for the sounds in the beginning. So our third example here, we've got the curious kitten climbed up curtains. So even though kitten starts with a K and our other words start with a C, it's still part of the alliteration because it makes that K sound. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over your activity with you with one of my own poems. So here is our information sheet, and it says alliteration is a poetic device. It is the repetition of a particular sound in the first syllables of a series of words. So series of words means words that are next to or near each other. For example, the snake slyly slithered through the grass. And your job is going to be to search for examples of alliteration in our mentor text, record them, then write your own and illustrate. I'm not going to make you write your own quite yet. We can practice that another time. So what I am going to get you to do though is you're going to find two alliterations from your poem, whichever poem that you choose from this week's poems, and you are going to illustrate them. So we'll do this one together. I'll read it over with you guys, and then I'll give you an example. So the poem that we're going to read today is called Bear in There, and it's by Shel Silverstein. There's a polar bear in our Frigidaire. He likes it 'cause it's cold in there. With his seat in the meat and his face in the fish and his big hairy paws in the buttery dish. He's nibbling the noodles, he's munching the rice, he's slurping the soda, he's licking the ice. And he lets out a roar if you open the door. And it gives me a scare to know he's in there, that polary bear in our Frigidaire. All right, so this one has quite a few examples of alliteration. Now, they're not really long ones, like we saw in some of our examples. But remember I said, as long as it's two or more words that are near each other that have the same beginning sound. So let's start just by underlining some of our examples of alliteration, and then we'll pick two of them and write them in. So let's start with, he's got his face in the fish. So we have that F sound in face and fish. We've got he's nibbling the noodles. He's slurping the soda. And I think that's it for this one. All right, so I am going to choose two of those examples of alliteration, and I'm going to write them in. So let's write the line, he's nibbling the noodles. And we'll do slurping the soda. Oops. All right, and then you can draw a little picture that shows it. So just to save time, I won't draw both of them. So let's have a bear. Yes, I know, you're not free from Mrs. Atkinson's wonderful drawing skills. Going to have reaching up with a whole bunch of noodles. Okay, so he's nibbling the noodles. And that's a little picture that you can draw with it. Your picture should look better than mine. All right, and that's it for this video. If you have any questions, then please feel free to contact me. If you need any additional help, then let the adult in your house know, and I will do my best to answer your questions. So remember, there are some poems that will be completely loaded with alliteration because they've been written that way, but we can also just find small examples in some of our poetry as well. So read through it and look for it. You may have 5 or 6 examples, you may only have 1 or 2. So use whichever poem out of your 3 works best for this activity. All right, that's it for now. Take care and talk to you soon.